Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalatu wassalamu alayka ya Khatmun Nabiyyin. Today, our program is on COVID and mental health. And our guest today is Rihanna Ali from London Southall. And Rihanna's introduction is difficult for me. She's all rounder in different fields, but she's a ESOL lecturer, lawyer, and TV anchor with her own show is called Live with Rihanna. And I'm very proud to announce that from next week, she will be doing her own show with our channel on Ingo Park. And you can see once a month Live with Rihanna on different topics. You can always send your question to Rihanna and will include your question. And today's program, if you want to take part or any comments on our program, so you are most welcome to share your comments and we will like your comments. Once you send your comments is increase our confidence. Like I can say, we got a viewer Avaskiani with us, and hopefully, once we're running program, the more people will join us in comments. So let's go and start our program. And my first, Rihanna, welcome you to my show. Thanks for your involvement with us because I know you are busy. It was very difficult, but once again, thank you for taking part. Okay, I'm straight away. I'm coming to my first question. My program is today about COVID and mental health. So, first question is, how can you relate your role with the mental health of people around your personally and professionally, to a great deep impact and support them when required?
Um, First of all, I would like to thank you for inviting me to your show today, and it's nice to actually see you after a while. And I will say like Assalamu alaikum to you and all the audience here. I would say that because like I am doing the different roles as you have explained earlier, like the first role I'm doing actually in this community is actually working like a ESOL lecturer. So while I'm actually teaching, that's a very effective way of making sure that my students and other people in the community like how they are feeling by asking them questions on regular basis. At the moment the situation is that we don't have many classes available because of COVID-19. We actually only have a few classes in Southall. So in those classes, we actually trying to touch upon spoken English. So while I'm actually talking to my students, I am like on weekly basis, I'm placing different topics like on mental health, on COVID-19, and on their daily life. And at the same time, many people have actually lost their jobs. So I'm trying to help them to actually look for employment, and I'm telling them about different courses. Like at the moment, like if you go online on Google and if you type up free online courses with a lockdown. And if you go to the Read website, you can also see a lot of courses there at the moment, which are free of charge, which you can do in your spare time. And you can also receive certificates. So this is the way like I'm trying to help, like while I'm working, I'm helping my community and making sure that if they have any issues with COVID-19 or if they have any issues with mental health, I can touch upon it like by asking them questions how they are at home and how they are feeling, and at the same time just to find out what their thoughts are. With my other roles, because like I'm actually like different roles I have. Like I'm actually working for Tehreek Insaf Kashmir as well as the information secretary. So while I'm actually working with Tehreek Insaf, like I'm engaging with public, like we actually doing conferences and we are talking to the public. So because of our conferences, we have introduced people a new way that they can sit at home and like they can sit at home and they can join different conferences. Like in normal situations, we arrange like meetings and we arrange like protests where people go out. But at the moment, the only way that people can keep in touch is actually on Zoom and on like a different online activities or social media on Facebook. So we are trying our best to keep people engaged. So in that way, they are not losing out on time. They're able to actually like help Kashmir, and at the same time they can see what is happening around them, and they can help themselves and people around them as well. And then like the other roles I'm actually doing at the moment is like I'm an anchor as well, and I have my own show on weekly basis where I'm actually working with Voice for Kashmir, and I'm actually also working for News 11 and 74 News HD. So on these three channels, I'm doing my show called Live with Rohana, where I'm like inviting people from mostly people I'm inviting like my guests are. They're actually inspiring personalities like women, men who are actually working for Kashmir and who are actually working in other fields to actually help Kashmir and like help like Pakistan. So in that show, like by doing the show on weekly basis, I'm keeping the audience engaged. So they are getting to hear different things about Kashmir and many other things. So they are much aware about what is happening. So I'm helping the community by keeping them engaged, and at the same time they are aware about what's happening around them. And going back to COVID-19. I'm also working with a campaign in Southall, which is called Let's Go Southall. So in this campaign, we are helping the local public, like people from Southall who live in Southall, about like health awareness. Like we're helping them to engage with online like activities. Like we're helping them, we are teaching them how to use IT like skills, so they can do Zoom exercises, they can do mental health like sessions, they can do arts, and they can do like yoga and many other activities. Like older people, they can do like floor exercises and like different type of exercises to actually keep them like healthy. And at the same time we actually have sessions like where we are engaging with them, like the name of the session is Let's Talk. So by talking with them, we are asking them about like, do they have awareness about COVID-19? Do they have awareness about South Pole? And in this area, like the centers where they can go and get themselves like a vaccination done. And if they have any doubts about the vaccination, we are trying to call doctors and people like on the sessions where they can face to face ask them questions, and in that way they can feel much more better that they have been heard, and if they have any issues, like they have been raised upon.
Okay, and as a community lecturer in Southall, because I know you working with the local government and lecture on different topics. So, what do you think? What is Southall offering at the moment to keep residents engaged in the lockdown?
I can say, as I said earlier, that like Southall is trying to engage people with online classes. So people who have lost their job, we are trying to keep them busy. So in that way, like they can understand like what type of like activities are happening in Southall, and if they lost their job, we can help them like with the English, and we can help them with like applying for jobs online, and we can help them with like CVs online. So if they need any help with CVs, we can tell them where to go and then how to apply. And if people want to apply for benefits, we actually give them information how to go online and go. And mostly we are teaching them how to use Google. So many people who were not very familiar or very confident with using the online skills, at the moment they actually find it much easier because everything at the moment is online. So if you want to talk with anybody, if you want to have any issues solved, if you want to go for the interview, if you want to learn, everything is online. And mostly the application which everybody is using is actually Zoom. So we are making the public much more familiar, so they can be able to use Zoom and other applications on daily basis. So that's the role of our local government, to help people to actually feel confident, and if they need any kind of help, tell them where to reach out.
Okay, and as you said that your role and Southall local government role is to help people who is tense situation and people are under pressure financially and mentally. And as a mental, what do you think? Mental health is going down. People are coping well. As your experience in Southall, because it's different communities. Asian is mostly dominated. Asian community in Southall. It's Muslims, Hindus, Sikhs. So, what do you think? Our communities are doing well, helping each other, or they are under stress?
What I see is that at the moment, our community is under more stress because our people are very lively, very friendly, and by putting them into lockdown, it's not very easy for our community because we are actually family-oriented people. So we like going out, seeing friends, and seeing family. And at the moment, because the situation is very bad in Europe, and the worst place which has having more issues in Europe is actually basically UK and it's London and it's Southall. So living in Southall, I can see the pressure because we are not hearing many good news at the moment, but at the same time, we are trying to help each other. And the only way forward is going to be that if Southall actually can arrange for some counseling online or they can arrange for sessions where the community members can talk like older people. I think the most affected people we have at the moment are the older people and the children. Now, children are not going to school, so this schooling is happening online. And after schooling, they are feeling very bored and very isolated because they are not allowed to go out. So children are finding it hard, and some parents who have been actually raising the children in a different way by not letting them use the social media much but in setting time limits on social media and the times when they can play and they can read, they're finding it very difficult, like because I've been talking with like some friends and they were saying that at the moment the only way to keep our children engaged is to let them go online. So going online is actually not good for the children's like mental health and for the growth because going online is affecting their eyes and it's affecting their mental health and it's affecting actually their body. In normal situation, children go to the parks, they play, which is good for their growth. And at the same time, they're giving rest to their eyes because they are going to school, they're playing and doing other activities. Now, at the moment, the only activity which they can do is they can play online, like with video games, or maybe they're sitting and watching television for long hours. So it's not very good for the health. Now, the other people who are affected because of this situation are people who are older, people who live on their own, and people who have long-term health illnesses at the moment. So they are not getting a chance to go out. At the same time, they're feeling isolated because they can't have their family members or friends who can come and see them. Now in Southall, I see a lot of like older people sitting in the parks, especially men. So if you go into the park, you can see like uncle type of people, like they're always sitting in the parks, engaging and talking. Now, because at the moment, what the law is that you can go to the park only for 1 hour a day, only for exercises. You can't have gatherings where there are more than two people. And if you want to actually go out to a park and see somebody, it can only be one person. So basically, it's going to be one person per day. You actually can't do this, that be with one person for like 1 hour or maybe like half an hour. Then after half an hour or so, you can actually be with the second person. You can't. It has to be with one person, and that person has to be within your bubble. Now, many people don't understand what a bubble is. So, bubble is somebody like from a different household who is maybe living with their family or living on their own. And if you are a lone person, you can be a part of a bubble like with the other family, and but then you can't be with any other family member. And the reason is that in case the family catches COVID-19, or if yourself catch COVID-19, it's going to be easy to locate and help the other people who are in touch with you so they can get help and they can recover. Because at the moment, what we all know is that COVID-19 is not getting better, it's getting worse because we are finding that COVID-19 has more things to it as we thought before. So as time is passing, we are finding more and more things. And because it's a pandemic thing, so from all over the world, we are finding different things. And even with the vaccination, which is available at the moment, they have different names, and some of the side effects and some of the things within the COVID-19 vaccination are different than the other. But in Southall, they have a very good system that they have different centers here walk-in centers where you need to book your appointment with your doctor, and then they will give you a time slot you can go. But what I've been hearing is that if you go to those places where you are getting a vaccination done, if you go by the end of the day, sometimes they do like accommodate you, like without your appointment you can go and they can help you. But the situation at the moment in South Police, which I know because I've been I'm actually involved in a couple of things, that not many people are actually going for vaccination. Seems that people are scared or they're
Well,
misguided.
I will come to you on this question later in the program. Community going for injection or not. One thing you just mentioned that in parks you can go for exercise and not to mix. If it's family, same family, then you okay, you can sit together. But
Yeah.
if it's other people, so what's the like government set standards that how far you stay away from other families or other people in the park?
In the park and even in public, it has to be at least 2 meters. Like you have to keep a distance, and you need to make sure that you're covered full time. Like your face has to be covered like with the mask. And at the same time, if you can actually wear gloves, that will be very good. And what I was reading, because I'm teaching as well, and have been talking with my students as well, that the clothes we actually put on when we go home, we should make sure we should like remove our clothes and we should put it away for at least 3 days. So, and even the shoes, especially the shoes. I was reading that in Italy, why so many people died. The reason was the shoes. People were bringing the shoes home. And with the shoes, there were germs coming, and the virus was actually coming home. So it's very important that when you come home from outside, you should leave your shoes on the entrance and change it. So if you have anything with your shoes like COVID-19, like virus or anything, it stays outside. It doesn't come inside your house. You come home. First thing is that you wash your hands, you change your clothes, and you don't need to wash your clothes. If for 3 days you don't touch your clothes, they should be fine. Now, I have also heard from some people that some people who have been home, they still passed away, or they didn't know that they had like the virus. The reason is that when we have like letters coming through the post, we need to make sure that when we open the letters, we need to wash our hands or keep those letters somewhere where nobody is available to actually touch the letters for at least 3 days. So basically, what I do is that when I get a letter, I read the letter and I put the letter away somewhere, and after 3 days I get in touch again, because those letters can have germs as well, like not germs, sorry, the virus can be on top of the post. Even when you're opening your door for a delivery or anything, we need to make sure that we wash our hands straight away. So we need to keep washing our hands, have a sanitizer available, and we need to have a mask on, and these things are very important.
You just said about sanitizers and washing hands. So, what do you think people are still taking same care as they started last year in March? That they washing every time they go out, they wash their hands, they touch anything, they wash their hand and use sanitizer, and same thing for the mask. And can you tell us one very important thing that these disposable masks, how many days we can use these masks? Because some people are using for uh, like a lifetime. So can you tell us about the mask, and is if people still taking same care as they were in March, April, May last year?
Okay, first of all, I would like to say that people are not taking much care as last year. Last year, everybody had gloves on, they had mask on, and they were actually really nervous and they didn't understand how it was working. I think people are understanding now exactly what is happening, and they know actually better what to do. And some people are not taking it seriously. They're thinking it's something which has been going on, and God knows when it's going to be ending. Like basically, at the moment, we all know we have a lockdown. Now, personally speaking, that I have been saying to my students and people I know that this lockdown is going to carry on till at least end of March. And if we have a look, it is coming true in a way because of winter. It is going to be longer. Now, as you were asking me earlier how people are taking it, no, people are not taking it serious, as I said earlier with you. Some people are still making sure they have mask on, but I don't see many people with gloves on, and I don't see people that who are trying to not touch things. Like when I go for shopping, I can see people are not wearing gloves, people are touching things. And sanitizers, yes, I see many people still have sanitizers on them, but I'm not sure that if they are using the sanitizers or not. Going back to the mask now. Medically, when we buy a normal mask, which is like a paper mask, okay, we are not supposed to be using it after one use. So once you use your mask, it has to be thrown away. But we see some people, they are using it for the whole day, coming home from work or from wherever they're coming home, then they are throwing away. And some people are keep on using it again and again, which is not good for your health, because you don't know how many virus or germs your mask has picked up. Now, some people are using like a cloth mask. Like I've seen many ladies doing matching with their clothes. So they actually wearing masks which are part of their clothes, or they have actually got them done. Now, with a cloth mask, there is chances that maybe you can pick up the virus quicker because you keep it on for a while. Either you can take it home and wash it on daily basis. In that way, yes, we can say that it is protecting you. But if you wear a mask and you are not washing it on daily basis, there are chances that instead of protecting you, you are actually taking yourself towards like COVID-19 yourself. So it's easy for
Oh,
COVID-19 to attack.
okay. And my next question is, how is Southall coping when it's the worst hit borough in England and Europe? So, what do you think? How Southall is coping with
It is
COVID-19?
it is very hard at the moment because because I've been talking with people and they're finding it very hard, and now I think it's about time when people are understanding what it means by like being isolated, what it means by being in a lockdown. In the beginning they were not being able to understand like what a lockdown is, but at the same time I've seen some people who are feeling actually more comfortable at home at the moment because they've got used to the environment, like working from home, like doing things for home. They have got this routine, but at the same time there are some people who are not used to staying at home, or maybe they are on their own, or maybe they don't have many family members to talk to. So for them it's actually really hard to engage, like be on social media, like and then like as I said earlier, that many people have lost their jobs, so there are not many people working. There's only a few people who are working online, and those people who are working online, their life hasn't changed much because they have the routine of working online, working with their family, doing things at home. But people who are actually not working at home, for them every day is become a Saturday and Sunday. So many people are actually putting on weight, many people are having health issues, many people are actually finding aches and pains, many people are actually not in a good mood at the moment. Many, like there's one thing I would like to talk about today, that I have been reading. There has been an increase of domestic violence and many other things in our society because people are very frustrated at the moment, and they are spending more time at home where they don't have jobs and they are on a limited income, like on benefits at the moment. So it's not easy for people to cope on those benefits. So when they get angry, they are taking the anger out on the people available, like near them. So they could be their partner, it could be their children, it could be their siblings, it could be their parents. So this situation is not very good. So there are many ways to keep yourself busy. Like I say to my students who are not working at the moment, why don't you go on the website, like read website? There are many courses available which are free because the government has made sure that they have put courses online which are keeping the public engaged at the moment. So you can go online, you can type up free online lockdown courses in UK. So when you type that up, there are many courses. There's something else that I came to aware while I was like helping my students. Even Oxford University has actually put some courses online which are free as well, that I found out. I don't know now, but this was a few months ago. There were some courses. So if you go online, there's many things that keep you engaged, especially by doing a course. You're actually educating yourself, you're making yourself much more aware of what's happening. It's helping your mental health, and at the same time you will get a certificate, so when you apply a job in future, you'll have more chances of actually finding a better salary and better chances of like growing as a person.
Okay. And what do you think? What issues are affecting the residents in relation to their mental health?
Um, I would say once again that the issues are relating to them is like they are not getting much support from the council. I believe like there are not many things that people are looking for. I think like basically a counseling, and people are not finding many jobs, and people are on benefits. But even the benefits, like they're not happy with the benefits they are receiving, because if they have a big family, they are getting a limited benefit. Like at the moment, we usually everybody knows about universal credit. So in the past, there used to be different benefits like housing, working benefit, family tax credit. Now, since we have like universal credit, that means that under one umbrella, all the benefits are uniting. So when the benefits are uniting, they are getting a limited amount every month. In the past, they used to get different amounts, which are helping them in a better way. Now, because we have like universal credit, so that's making sure that everybody gets the same amount. Now, everybody's circumstances are not same. Some people have like more family members, some people have like more rent. So for different people, it's helping them, but at the same time, it's not helping them fully as they expected. So this is actually becoming very frustrating for people, that they are not getting exercise, they're not getting like counseling done, they are not getting to understand how to cope with it. They are not getting much money, and at the same time, people who are ill, the only way they can actually help themselves is by actually going online, having a Zoom meeting with the doctor, having a Zoom appointment, or they actually calling the doctor and speaking to them on the phone. Now, people whose English is not good, it's not easy for them to talk on the phone with their doctor, especially if they don't have any family member who speaks English who can support them. Now, telling the doctor online, like even on Zoom, what problem they have, it's not easy, because sometimes myself, like I had a doctor appointment with the doctor a few weeks ago, and they were asking me different questions. Now, some questions I was fine. Now, some questions I was actually myself thinking that how am I going to explain that this is what is happening to me? So I was wondering, people who don't speak English, people who are nervous, people who are old, people who have less confidence, because many people have lost their confidence because they've been in lockdown for a long time. How are they coping? So it's a time of question to think about, that if we are finding it hard, we educated, we are reaching out to public, people who are shy, people who are less fortunate than us, not educated, people who are on their own, and people who have who developed like a depression because of this whole episode going on at the moment, or people who are suffering with anxiety, it must be very, very hard for them to express themselves. So after this lockdown, I believe there's going to be a lot of problems in our like society, that people which will have to be addressed by our local councils and our governments. And at the same time, the biggest worry we have in UK is that our borders are still open. So we are still having people coming and going, but the other countries in Europe, like they are very strict with their borders. So this is something which is worrying the people here as well.
Okay, Rihanna, what you think? Uh, uh, what we can, what can be done to make things better for COVID-19 and keep people engaged in a good and mental health?
I think the biggest thing we can do is going to be awareness by educating people around us. So if we have our family members or friends or family who don't know exactly if they need help, what to do, we should be available. If somebody calls us, or if we find any information about something, we should try our best to pass it on like WhatsApp and another group, so they can feel that people are reaching out to them, because some family of members of ours or friends must be in a situation that they are depressed, but they don't want to say, or some people don't even know they're depressed. Some people are going through anxiety, some people are ill, some people are in a situation that they don't feel comfortable telling. So it's all about humanity, it's all about awareness, and it's all about how much we actually care about our community and people around us. So if we can keep in touch with them, like our neighbors, for example, like if we don't see our neighbors, or just give them a call and ask them if they're okay, or if they need any food, if they need any support, because we're not allowed to go to anybody's homes at the moment, but at least we can actually pass something on to them. We can knock on the door, we can pass them something, we can do shopping for like older people, we can leave food outside the door, so at least they feel that they've been looked after. because the council is not in a position at the moment to do everything. The only way we can help our community is if we all actually feel that we are part of this community, and it's a duty of every single person, not only the council, even the people who are living in the community. But as I said earlier, that I am actually with a campaign in Southall, which is called Let's Go Southall. So in that campaign, there is a lot of things happening. We are trying to make sure that people are aware about the facilities which are available, and if they need any help or if they want to pass any message on to the council, we are trying to make sure that we can pass that message on for them, and we can give them healthy, like talk about things which is going to keep them healthy mentally, and then at the same time we're keeping them engaged with online like exercises, yoga, bhangra, and like many other things that will keep them mentally and physically fit.
Okay, Rihanna, now my next this part of program, last 10 minutes, it will be in Urdu because we want to cater for all our viewers and some uncles and aunties at home. Some aunties, uncle, they don't understand English. So I want to talk about them in their language. So what do you think, what uh, you can tell them about, okay, we'll start in Urdu now. So आप क्या समझती हैं कि जो लोग घरों में बैठे हैं, हमारे बुजुर्ग माएँ बहनें हैं या हमारे बुजुर्ग हजरात हैं जिनको, और ये हमारा प्रोग्राम क्योंकि वर्ल्ड वाइड ऑनलाइन देखा जा रहा है, तो पाकिस्तान, इंडिया, बांग्लादेश, उन मुल्कों के लिए भी है, तो आप उन लोगों को क्या सजेस्ट करेंगी कि कोविड के टाइम पे वो अपने आप को, बुजुर्ग हजरात जो है, अपने आप को कैसे बिजी रखें?
आई थिंक कि एट द मोमेंट यानी लोग ये कर सकते हैं कि जैसे, बल्कि देखा जाए एक तरह से तो एक मुसलमान की हैसियत से हमें ये सोचना चाहिए, शायद अल्लाह ताला ने हमें ये टाइम दिया है कि हम खुदा की ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा इबादत करें। नॉर्मली हम लोग बहुत बिज़ी होते हैं हम अपनी लाइफ के अंदर, यानी कि हम लोग अपने जॉब्स पे या अपनी फैमिली में, तो ये एक ऐसा टाइम है बेसिकली जिसमें कि हम लोग खुदा की ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा इबादत कर सकते हैं। अगर हमारी तरफ से कोई ऐसी कोताही हुई है जिसकी वजह से ये हमारे ऊपर यानी यानी ये चीज़ नाज़िल हुई है, तो मे बी खुदा की इबादत हम लोग कर सकते हैं। एट द सेम टाइम हम ये कर सकते हैं इस टाइम में, हमारे जो ग्रैंड चिल्ड्रन है या जो हमारे अंकल आंटी घर पे हैं, जिनके बच्चे या ग्रैंड चिल्ड्रन हैं, तो बच्चे इस वक़्त ज़्यादा टाइम घर पे गुज़ार रहे हैं, तो ये एक अच्छा टाइम है ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स के लिए। वो बच्चों के साथ टाइम भी गुज़ार सकते हैं, वो बच्चों को अच्छी चीज़ें सिखा सकते हैं, अपनी लैंग्वेज, जैसे अक्सर यहाँ पे पेरेंट्स को मसला ये होता है, ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स को, हमारे बच्चे जो हैं उनको अपनी लैंग्वेज नहीं आती। तो ये पहले बहुत अच्छी अपॉर्च्युनिटी है कि आप उनसे बात करें, आपका दिल भी लगेगा। आप बच्चों को अपनी लैंग्वेज सिखा सकते हैं, अपने कल्चर के बारे में सिखा सकते हैं, और आप उनको घर में अपने तरीके से एजुकेट कर सकते हैं, इंग्लिश में, अपनी लैंग्वेज में। आप अपने जो बच्चे हैं या ग्रैंड चिल्ड्रन हैं, आप उनको उर्दू में लिखना पढ़ना सिखा सकते हैं। जैसे मेरे बहुत सारे फ्रेंड्स हैं, उनको उर्दू में लिखना पढ़ना नहीं आता, तो अक्सर वो लोग मुझे कहेंगे कि ये मैसेज पढ़ दें, या ये देखें, ये एक पोस्ट आई है, आप बता दें। तो ये बड़ा अच्छा टाइम है कि आप वो स्किल्स यानी बड़े अच्छे तरीके से आप इस टाइम को यानी गुजार सकते हैं। आप वो चीज़ें लर्न कर सकते हैं जो आपने अपने पास में लर्न नहीं की। जैसे मेरी अभी अभी अपनी एक कज़न से बात हुई, तो उसने मुझे बताया कि मैं तो हर वक़्त घर पे होती हूँ, तो मैंने ये सोचा कि मैं घर पे हूँ तो मैं अरबिक लर्न कर लूँ। तो ना सिर्फ ये कि उसके बच्चे अरबिक लर्न कर रहे हैं, वो खुद इस वक़्त अरबिक लर्न कर रही है। तो आप अरबिक लर्न कर सकते हैं, और इसके अलावा आप लोग ये भी कर सकते हैं कि जैसे उर्दू लर्न करें, और यानी बच्चों को भी सिखाएँ, खुद भी करें। और जैसे मैंने कहा था कि ऑनलाइन बहुत सारे कोर्सेज़ यानी इस वक़्त अवेलेबल हैं। यानी अगर आप जाके टाइप करेंगे जैसे कि फ्री ऑनलाइन कोर्सेज़ इन लॉकडाउन, तो आप कोर्सेज़ कर सकते हैं। अगर आपको कंप्यूटर यूज़ करना नहीं आता, तो आप अपने ग्रैंड चिल्ड्रन को या बच्चों को कह सकते हैं कि हम आपको अरबिक या उर्दू सिखाएँगे, बदले में आप हमें आईटी सिखाएँ। क्योंकि बच्चे जो हैं आजकल के, वो छोटे-छोटे से कंप्यूटर हैं, जो कि बड़ी आसानी के साथ यानी वो कंप्यूटर ऑपरेट कर लेते हैं। तो आप एक-दूसरे के साथ एक्सचेंज ऑफ नॉलेज कर सकते हैं, आप उनसे चीज़ें सीख सकते हैं। जैसे अगर आपको इंग्लिश नहीं आती, आप अपने ग्रैंड चिल्ड्रन से इंग्लिश में बात करें। जैसे मैं अपने स्टूडेंट्स को अक्सर कहती हूँ कि आप अपने बच्चों के साथ कहते हैं हमारे बच्चों को नहीं हमारी लैंग्वेज आती। मैंने कहा उनको आपकी नहीं आती, आपको उनको नहीं आती। आप दिन में 2 घंटे रखें जिसमें आप अपनी लैंग्वेज, जैसे बच्चे इंग्लिश में बात करें, आप अपनी लैंग्वेज में बात करें, क्योंकि कुछ पेरेंट्स लाइक नहीं करते कि उनके बच्चे जो है घर में इंग्लिश में बात करें। तो मैंने कहा इस तरह से आप एक-दूसरे की हेल्प कर सकते हो, कम्युनिकेशन को भी बेटर कर सकते हो, टाइम भी बड़े अच्छे तरीके से गुज़ार सकते हो। आप ये भी कर सकते हो जैसे जो जो लोग यानी अंकल एंड आंटी हैं, اگر آپ کے گھر میں گارڈن ہے تو آپ گارڈننگ کر سکتے ہو، وہ بھی ایک طرح سے ایک ایکسرسائز ہے. تو اس میں جیسے گھر میں سبزی آپ لگا سکتے ہیں، آپ یعنی کہ یعنی پودوں کے ساتھ کر سکتے ہیں. بٹ میں یہ بھی کہوں گی کہ ابھی نہیں، کیونکہ اس وقت بہت سردی ہے، کیونکہ ابھی تھوڑے دن پہلے برف باری ہوئی تھی، اور ویسے بھی ابھی اس ہفتے سے موسم تھوڑا سا بہتر ہوگا. میں نہیں چاہتی ہوں کہ میری یہ ایڈوائس سے آپ کو سردی لگ جائے یا بیمار ہو جائیں. تو تھوڑے دن اور انتظار کریں، موسم چینج ہو رہا ہے. آپ گارڈن میں جائیں اپنے گھر میں، تو آپ دیر سو مینی تھنگس آپ انگیج کریں. اب وہ بک یعنی سب سے اچھی عادت ہوتی ہے بکس پڑھنا. آپ جو ہے آرام سے آن لائن، آج کل تو لائبریری بھی بند ہے اور لائبریری میں جا بھی نہیں سکتے. اگر گھر میں بکس ہیں تو بکس پڑھیں. آپ آن لائن جائیں، آپ آن لائن جا کے اتنی بکس ہیں وہاں پر جو کہ آپ ڈاؤن لوڈ کر سکتے ہیں. آپ ڈفرنٹ اپلیکیشن کے اوپر آپ جا سکتے ہیں اور بہت کچھ لرن کر سکتے ہیں. کئی ہمارے پیرنٹس ہیں، بڑے ہیں، جن کو کہ آن لائن اپلیکیشن کرنی نہیں آتی. ان کو جیسے کاؤنسل میں کوئی مسئلہ ہوتا ہے یا کسی بھی ادارے میں مسئلہ ہوتا ہے، وہ اکثر اپنے بچوں کو کہہ رہے ہوتے ہیں پلیز آن لائن جا کے اپلیکیشن بھر دیں یا پھر ہمارے لیے فلاں چیز اپلائی کر دیں. تو وہ اس کا فائدہ اٹھا کے یہ چیزیں اپنے گرینڈ چلڈرن سے یا اپنے بچوں سے لرن کر سکتے ہیں. تو دیکھا جائے تو بہت سارے طریقے ہیں اس ٹائم کو اچھے طریقے سے گزارنے میں، بجائے اس کے کہ آپ لوگ روئیں یا پریشان ہوں یا آپ اپنے بچوں کو بھی پریشان کریں بھی ہم کیا کریں، کچھ ہے نہیں. کیونکہ جب آپ پریشان ہوں گے تو آپ سوچیں جو بچے ینگ ہیں وہ کتنے پریشان ہوں گے آپ کو دیکھ کے. کیونکہ ان کا تو دل چاہے گا کہ ہم باہر جائیں، ہم لوگ باہر جا کے بات کریں. تو میں یہ کہوں گی کہ اگر آپ ان چیزوں کو اختیار کریں، یعنی آپ ان چیزوں کو یعنی اپنے ذہن میں رکھیں، تو آپ بہت ساری چیزیں کر سکتے ہیں. میں دیکھ رہی کوشچن بار بار آ رہا ہے کہ ہاؤ کین وی مینٹین آور ہیلتھ while effectively COVID. تو اس کا طریقہ یہ ہے کہ جو ڈاکٹر نے آپ کو کہا ہے اس کے مطابق چلیں. اور سب سے پہلی بات ہے کہ جب آپ کو فیل ہو کہ آپ کو یہ کووڈ ہو گیا ہے یا کوئی ایسا بندہ آپ کی فیملی میں یا فرینڈ ہے جو آپ کے گھر آیا تھا اس کو تھا، تو آپ اسی وقت اپنا ٹیسٹ کرنے کے لیے یعنی کہ آپ اپنا ٹیسٹ کرائیں. اینڈ ایٹ دی سیم ٹائم آپ جو آئسولیشن ہے وہ اسٹارٹ کر دیں. آپ انتظار نہ کریں کہ ہماری ٹیسٹ کی جو رپورٹ آئے گی ہم کبھی کریں گے، کیونکہ کئی دفعہ ایسا ہوتا ہے کہ آپ کے 2-3 دن ویسے بھی نکل چکے ہوتے ہیں. تو اگر
یہ
آپ اسی
کوشچن تھا ہمارے
وقت
ویور ہیں کوپن ہیگن ڈینمارک میں، رضوان احمد مناس کی طرف سے، کہ ان کے کوئی نیبر افیکٹڈ تھے، تو وہ اس کے لیے وہ کوشچن کرنا چاہ رہے تھے. تو
جی جی. تو یعنی میں اس کے لیے یہ کہوں گی کہ آن لائن بہت ساری انفارمیشن ہے جس کے مطابق آپ چل کے اپنے آپ کو ٹھیک کر سکتے ہیں. مگر سب سے امپورٹنٹ چیز ہوتی ہے آئسولیشن. جو ہی آپ کو شک پڑے یا آپ کو لگے کہ آپ کو ہو گیا ہے، آپ کو انتظار نہیں کرنا چاہیے، فوراً آئسولیشن کر لینا چاہیے. کیونکہ آئسولیشن کرنے سے آپ کا کچھ بگڑے گا نہیں، بس اگر آپ آئسولیشن نہیں کریں گے تو اس سے بگڑ سکتا ہے. اگر آپ کو یعنی کہ COVID-19 آپ کا پازیٹیو ہو چکا ہے تو اس کے لیے ضروری ہے کہ آپ اپنا ٹیسٹ اپلائی کریں، پر ایٹ دی سیم ٹائم آپ آئسولیشن میں جائیں. اور آئسولیشن میں جب آپ جائیں یہ نہ سوچیں کہ او مائی گاڈ اب میں آئسولیشن میں ہم کیا کریں گے. آپ یہ سوچیں کہ رمضان کے مہینے میں، رمضان کے جو آخری دن ہوتے ہیں، ہم لوگ کیا کرتے ہیں، اعتکاف میں بیٹھتے ہیں. آپ اس کو اعتکاف سمجھیں ایک طرح سے. یہ سوچیں کہ اللہ تعالیٰ نے آپ کو ہر ذمہ داری سے بری کر دیا ہے. اللہ نے آپ کو چانس دیا ہے کہ آپ اللہ تعالیٰ کے اور قریب آؤ. تو اس ٹائم کا اچھا استعمال کریں، اللہ تعالیٰ سے دعا کریں اپنے لیے، اپنی فیملی کے لیے، اپنی انسانیت کے لیے، مسلمانوں کے لیے. تو وہ ٹائم ایسا ہے کہ آپ خدا کے زیادہ قریب جا رہے ہو. باقی خدا جانتا ہے کہ آگے کیا ہوگا، پر کیا پتا آپ کے اس عمل سے آپ کے گھر میں، آپ کی لائف میں اور آپ کے آس پاس کے لوگوں کے لیے بہت اچھا یعنی اس کا اثرات ہو. بہت ساری دعائیں اللہ تعالیٰ اس حالت میں آپ کی قبول کر لے. تو ہر چیز میں اللہ تعالیٰ کی حکمت ہوتی ہے، تو پریشان نہیں ہونا چاہیے. باقی آن لائن آپ بہت ساری انفارمیشن لے سکتے ہو، وہ بتائیں گے آن لائن آپ کو کہ آپ کیسے اپنے آپ کو ہیلتھی رکھ سکتے ہیں.
اچھا، اب نوجوانوں کی طرف آتے ہیں کہ نوجوانوں کے لیے کو آپ کیسے متحرک کر سکتے ہیں کہ ابھی جو حالات چل رہے ہیں کہ لوگ گھروں میں بند ہیں، بزرگ حضرات جو ہیں، کچھ فیملیز ایسی ہیں جن کے بچے نہیں ہیں یا بچے اس شہروں میں نہیں رہتے، تو آپ چیریٹی کے حوالے سے کیا نوجوانوں کو مشورہ دیں گی کہ وہ باہر نکلیں، اپنی کمیونٹی کا خیال کریں، آن لائن فون پہ چیک کریں؟ آپ ایسی کوئی چیز سجیسٹ کرتی ہیں؟
ہاں، آن لائن یہ ہو سکتا ہے کہ اگر آپ کے آس پاس ایسے لوگ ہیں جن کو جو آپ کے فیملی یا فرینڈز ہیں جن کو آپ جانتے ہیں کہ وہ اکیلے رہ رہے ہیں، تو باقاعدہ طور پہ آپ ان کو کال کریں. آپ ٹرائی کریں کہ ہر روز تو نہیں کریں گے، کیونکہ ہر روز اگلا بندہ بھی تنگ آ جاتا ہے کہ ہر روز یہ جو بندہ مجھے کال کر رہا ہے. آپ یہ عادت بنائیں کہ جیسے ہفتے میں ایوری یعنی 2-3 دن کے بعد آپ ان کو کال کریں، پوچھیں کہ آپ کیسے ہیں، آپ کو شاپنگ چاہیے، کھانا چاہیے یا کوئی ایسی چیز ہے جو آپ ان کو دے سکتے ہو. क्योंकि अगर आप वो चीजें उनके दरवाजे के पास जाके छोड़ देंगे तो वो अलाउ है, आप वो छोड़ सकते हैं। एटलीस्ट उनको ये पता होगा कि लाइक दे आर, यानी कि दे आर पीपल देयर हु केयर फॉर देम। एक तो उनको अच्छा लगेगा, ये सदका जारिया भी होगा, कम्युनिटी की हेल्प भी होगी, और आपको भी यानी कि बहुत अच्छा लगेगा कि आपने किसी की हेल्प की है। तो बहुत सारी चीजें जो कि यंग लोग कर सकते हैं, अपने आप को एंगेज कर सकते हैं। जैसे अगर आप चाहें, अगर आपको कोई किसी चीज पे महारत है, जैसे अगर आपको अरबिक आती है, उर्दू आती है, या कोई ऐसी स्किल है जिससे कि आप अनएम्प्लॉयड लोगों की हेल्प कर सकते हैं, या अपने आसपास जैसे जिनको उर्दू नहीं आती, जैसे मैंने अर्लियर कहा था, आप उनको उर्दू सिखा सकते हो, तो आपका वक्त भी बड़ा अच्छा गुजरेगा। आप ऐसी यानी कर सकते हो, जैसे कि हफ्ते में 1 दिन क्लास कर लें, या हफ्ते में 2 दिन क्लास कर लें, तो उसमें आप अपने आस-पास के जो लोग हैं उनको बहुत सारी यानी यानी अगर आप काउंसलर हैं फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल, या अगर आप फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल डॉक्टर हैं, या कोई भी यानी प्रोफ़ेशनल हैं आप, एक एक पर्सनैलिटी है, तो आप उस प्रोफ़ेशनल में से थोड़ा-सा टाइम निकालें, हफ्ते में 1 या 2 दिन रखें, 1 घंटा रखें, जिसमें आप लोगों में ज़ूम के ऊपर जाएँ, आप उनको बुलाएँ, आप उनके साथ मीटिंग करें, उनकी हेल्प करें, उनको आइडिया दें, ताकि उनको फ़ील हो कि वो अकेले नहीं है, और भी बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो कि उन्हीं की तरह उन्हीं सिचुएशन में है। फिर आगे जब कल को लॉकडाउन हमारा लिफ्ट हो जाएगा, तो उनको ये फ़ील होगा कि वो उन स्किल्स को यूज़ कर सकते हैं, वो उससे अपने फ्यूचर को चेंज कर सकते हैं। मेबी वो ऐसी स्किल डेवलप कर सकते हैं, या एक कोर्स ऐसा शुरू कर सकते हैं, या लेटर ऑन उन बातों का फ़ायदा हो सकता है। यानी इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि हम एंगेज रखें एक-दूसरे को, एक-दूसरे से बातचीत करें, जिससे कि हमारी मेंटल हेल्थ को भी फ़ायदा हो, और हमारी जो फ्यूचर की लाइफ है वो भी सिक्योर हो, और उसमें भी like we can actually like grow as a person basically.
Thank you very much, Rihanna. We're running out of time now. Thanks for your patience, and our viewers ask questions as well. So, uh, thank you once again. You manage very professionally. Now we come to the end of our program. So, I just want to say that because of this COVID, it's very important you take full care of yourself and your family. And once again, thank you very much for Rihanna, and hopefully we'll discuss more program when you see Rihanna more often on Ingo Park. She will be hosting her own program, and uh, you can ask question. We'll do Rihanna will do live question answer session with you as well, and hopefully Rihanna will start her weekend news round. So that will be another presentation from Rihanna. So until that time, give Jamil Minas permission to end this program on a good note, that stay happy, stay safe, and COVID, you need to be very careful about you and your family. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.